Hey, this is Somesh. Yeah, it's been a very, very interesting, slightly shocking, and slightly concerning week. I just wanted to give like a short introduction, just give you an update of what's going on, because I think a lot of people will be confused, and a lot of people really won't know what's going on. So I just want to give you a very short synopsis and not take too long and not waste your time. But basically, this incident happened in 2020, and this incident was we were around the fire in Medicine Festival, and this is the fire. I'm just going to show you the picture. And yeah, basically Jojo fell in the fire, got pushed in the fire, but although nobody actually pushed her in, it was a very there was a push in some respects. It was something spiritual, something metaphysical happened. She was in the fire. I was standing right there, and I was just in the right place at the right time, and I picked her up, and potentially helped her reduce the amount of burns. But since obviously she was burned pretty badly, and she spent the next week in a hospital with third-degree burns on her hand and stuff like that, and since then she's been trying to recover from this burn to the hand. So at the time, Medicine Festival accepted that they were partly responsible for her injuries, because although she was dancing around the fire and all those things were crazy, there was no health and safety. The fire was really unsafe. There was lots of logs, trip hazards, and there was nobody telling us not to be around the fire, or protecting us from the fire, or like stuff like that. So she did accept some responsibilities. Obviously, if you're a responsible human being, and you put yourself in that situation, then you take some responsibility. I think it's very generous, though. She doesn't, but definitely, Medicine Festival has some responsibility. Personally, I believe it's 100%. So, so the general story is that initially Medicine Festival were very happy to help her and compensate her and stuff like that, and then very, very soon afterwards they changed their story, and they absolved themselves of all responsibility. They said they're not responsible at all, and basically forced her to go down the legal route and try and get compensation from her, from the public liability. So after 3 years of trying down the route with the public liability insurance and lawyers and all that type of thing, it seems like the public liability that they had was not applicable, or will not pay out, basically. And it won't pay out because of, nobody really knows. Well, we don't know the reason. They know the reason. They won't tell us. But it's just not, their public liability is not valid. Plus, they're a charity, so they're saying that they don't have any money, so they can't pay any compensation. So this lady Jojo's been working, fighting for her rights for the last 3 years. Then to add insult to injury, they then sent a letter from their lawyers. And the lawyer letter is just like full of lies after lies after lies after lies after lies after lies after lies. Basically, it's just complete fabrication. So, our mission was to find some resolution for Jojo, because she feels like she's been completely abused by this whole process. She's stressed out, she's exhausted, having to go through this and deal with this for the last 3 years. After, I was there, I was the one that pulled it out. I'm right there. After I heard about this situation, well, I've been in touch with it in certain aspects, but I was pretty much removed from it. After the accident, I spent some time with her in the hospital. Well, I went to the hospital, spent the night, trying to help out in whatever way I could. And then afterwards I went to visit her at her home. Took her some medicines and some aromatherapy oils and stuff like that, just trying to help out. But it was pretty hardcore. Her burns were very, very, very bad. So she hasn't been able to work very well. She hasn't been able to do her yoga and teach yoga. She's a yoga teacher. And so for 3 years, she's struggled. And she's had to do all these sort of surgeries on her hand. And plus the mental scarring and all the trauma of the experience was pretty bad as well. In the meantime, she's felt like although the medicine festivals say that they've supported her and say that they've looked after her, they haven't, according to her, and she's the one that matters, they haven't looked after her at all. They haven't, for example, like after the first year after this accident, they say that they set up a meeting for them, but she says she actually had to go to them to beg for the meeting. So there's difference in circumstances or them, but at the end of the day, like I looked at the statement that they've put through from their lawyers, and I know I was there. I was with her the whole time. She didn't take any alcohol. She didn't take any drugs. She wasn't on ketamine like apparently some people in the circle were, and basically they've just lied and made it out like they were totally in the right and she was totally in the wrong, and it's just it's just unacceptable for the medicine festival, whose values are supposed to be peace and love and light and harmony and indigenous wisdom and all that type of thing. So that's why I called a meeting with the Medicine Festival on the Friday night, and the urgency was that the Daily Mail are going to print an article in the national newspaper about this incident, and we had an opportunity to stop this thing going through. So that's what we were trying to attempt to do, was to contact Medicine Festival and get some resolution around this thing, so hopefully this article wouldn't go through. Unfortunately, wasn't able to do that because I set up the meeting and I spoke to Ben Christie in the afternoon, and again he upheld the Medicine Festival's lies. He just basically lied to me in my face. Same with Moshe Halperin. Again, they just don't seem interested in helping out or resolving this issue. It didn't feel like there's any care coming from their side. And they can't pull the wool over my eyes because I was there. I know exactly everything that happened. So as much as they say they have all these reports and all these statements that they've got from whoever, some random witnesses who are unnamed, I don't believe a word they say, and I know that they're lies because I was there. I actually saw it. I did it. I was right there the whole time. I know exactly what happened, and they can't get it past me. So anyway, we tried to set up this meeting on Friday. Nobody attended. Actually, some volunteer from Medicine Festival that I know attended. And then the next day, I decided, if they're not interested in actually dealing with it, I got a random message from Ben saying that they will not attend the meeting and they're waiting for Jojo to come back. And whenever she comes back, she's in Peru at the moment. So, the next day I decided to take it public and just to see, what sort of effect I could get on social media and, just let the truth out there. And by sharing the truth, let's see if we can, come to some type of resolution and at least let people know, this is what's going on. This is the stand that they're taking, and let people make up their own opinion about who is in the right and who's in the wrong. But just to know that, whoever goes to the Medicine Festival this year, who has paid tickets, this is, if this carries on, if they carry on holding into these lies and, putting, not looking after Jojo, not offering her compensation, that these are the ethics of the organizers of this festival, and they need to be outed. They need to be held to account. And, only you can do it. Nobody else can. unfortunately, like I said, JoJo's public liability, they're not going to pay out. For some reason, it's invalid. Plus, Medicine Festival is a charity, so they're not going to pay out. The charity is, pleading poverty, so they're not going to pay out either. So all that's left is actually to just right the wrong of these lies, because they are literally just like the darkest, disgusting lies. It's just, it's absolutely shocking that this Medicine Festival, who pretends to be all love and light and prayers and everything like that, would one, treat somebody like this, and then two, lie to this extent. So this is the mission I'm on, and that's what I'm doing. It's pretty simple. Put the truth out there. Funny enough, Medicine Festival then put out another statement in response to my statement on social media, where they, doubled down on the lies, which is really interesting. So, basically, I set up this website. This is the website here. It's on forestroad.live, which is a website I run. But I created this section, this category within the forum area. It's called Truth and Reconciliation, and it's pretty much got, I'm going to add all the information that I've got here. So the first part is this statement from Somesh, and this is my statement on the situation, and then I just write out what I feel on the situation, and then I'll go from bottom to top because that's in order. Then calling a meeting with the Medicine Festival. So this is my letter that I sent to Medicine Festival on Friday morning at 8:55 a.m. Just asking them to meet up so we could resolve this issue. And then a witness statement from Somesh. So this is the statement that I sent to the Medicine Festival in January 2023 on request, after they asked me for a witness statement. And unfortunately, they didn't actually put any of my points or my statement into their actually lawyer's sort of letter. So it looks like they just ignored that whole process. Or actually the truth. They ignored the truth and went with something else. So this is a statement from JoJo. So she made a statement after receiving this letter from the lawyers, and she discounts all the different points, and she goes into detail about what is lies and what's not, and from her viewpoint. And so that was a letter there, and then again, in this Medicine Festival event report. So this is the event report that came from the Medicine Festival, which again is just a complete lie. Obviously they just must have edited it or something like that, but it's definitely not actually what happened on the night. And then this is the statement from the lawyers of the Medicine Festival. So here's the statement, and basically it's just full of lies. It's quite shocking, really. And then this is a letter from JoJo's lawyers notifying their lawyers that the case is being dropped. The case is being dropped because there's no way they can claim compensation because they're not going to get paid. So that was the proof of that. And then so then the letter from JoJo's lawyers, again dropping on the case. Then this is the main photo from the accident, which I just showed earlier. And then this is really interesting. This is super interesting. This is actually the photo that they added to their statement with the lawyers. This is what they sent the lawyers. So instead of the real picture, which is actually what happened, which is the main photo from the accident, they sent these pictures. This is what they said happened. They showed this fire, which is, you can see it's a little campfire. Like this is not a danger to anybody. Of course, they want to put it forward like, they didn't do anything wrong, and it was just this little fire. Actually, I wonder if there was another photo. I think I put both photos here. There's another. I'll change that photo. And then they made a photo. Let me just show you quickly. So the one fire pit photo. Okay, so that's the one. Okay. And then the other one is this one here. Okay, they show like a fire warden and people like this tiny little fire. But if you actually look at the fire itself, so that's the photos that they sent to the lawyers, it's a massive bonfire. Not only is it a massive bonfire, but there's all these trip hazards, loads of people around, like there's no space, and no fire wardens were present. I was there for an hour, Jojo was there for an hour. Nobody came up to us and said that we need to move away from the fire or anything like that, which is what they're saying in their statement. So the medicine festivals. So this is the medicine festival. So not only did they lie in this lawyer's letter, but then after I'd been posting on social media, then they sent this statement, which again just corroborates all the lies, and then this is my response to that. And then I also sent another letter to the Medicine Festival on the 1st of August, where I detail all the lies that came through. And then I've answered the question here. If you can ask why can't Jojo go through the solicitors, and I detail what the issue is with the solicitors, why they had to stop the legal proceedings. And then I actually made a video about why I personally hold the Medicine Festival 100% responsible, and that's in this post here. And then we've actually received some really nice messages of support and logical wisdom, which makes sense, which is great. And then this was the report by the First Aid organization, which is again just lies. Well, lies in terms of they said that Jojo said that she was under the influence of alcohol and drugs, which is a complete fabrication. So there's lots of little lies, lots of people that have lied or stuck up or tried to hide the truth or it's weird. It's like weird, like why? Like where does this all come from? Why people have to lie? Why do they have to like hide the truth and cover it up? It just makes no sense whatsoever. So we're just trying to get to the bottom of this, and also just to let people know. Also, we're just trying to get the Medicine Festival to actually deal with this, just sort it out. It's like been 3 years. This lady's been dealing with this issue for so long. She's traumatized by the whole thing, and she just wants some closure. We just want to close it and put it to rest so that she can carry on with her healing, instead of having to fight for the truth. Even if it's just the truth, just tell the truth. That's all. Like she's even given up thinking about compensation, because she deserves a lot of compensation for the 3 years that she hasn't been able to work. But how about just telling the truth? Why do we have to hide behind these lies? It just makes no sense. I expect it out in the world, but not for Medicine Festival. So anyway, I hope you can go to this website. It's called the Forum Truth and Reconciliation, forestroad.live. I'll put the link in my bio, and then you can read through the stuff, read through their statements, read through the lawyer's statement, and you can make up your own mind. I trust that by just putting the information in front of you, that you will make your own decision, and you will come to your own conclusion. And after that conclusion, I would suggest a number of things. One, you could, you might decide that you can help out by just approaching Medicine Festival and saying, hey, this is your statement, this is Jojo's statement, why is there a difference, what is the truth, and just asking them to come around the table and have a meeting with us and actually resolve this face to face on camera, so that we can go through these step by step and work out why there's such a disparity in the details. That's all we want. And then, the other thing you could do is maybe, during the festival, I don't know if you've booked a ticket. I personally, I'm pretty militant about this. I'm like, these guys are lying, they're hiding, they're covering something up. I would say cancel the festival, because the festival is based on really, really dark ethics. Like people that are not interested in looking after somebody that they've been a part of injuring and hurting and covering up and not giving compensation and traumatizing. Those are not the ethics that this type of festival should be based on. And I personally think they should cancel the festival. that's my personal opinion. Like, it's neither here nor there. I've got no power in that decision. And I think anybody that has bought a ticket, you at least need to know that this is the type of organization that you're supporting with your money, and these are the ethics of the organization. So that when you're there singing about, love and prayers and healing and forgiveness and all the things that we should be, praying about, just understand that, until this is resolved, all those prayers, all those positive thoughts are, on quicksand. There's no foundation to them. There's no substance to them, because it's all fake. And until this is resolved, this is where the rubber hits the road. So anyway, I hope everybody can help out in some way by just making Medicine Festival aware that ethics and values are important, and that the people going to the festival want to know that, especially the artists and all the volunteers and stuff, want to know that their ethics are being sort of valued, that justice and truth and harmony and forgiveness and all those things that we hold dear in this spiritually advanced conscious community are important to uphold. That's all we're asking. If you have any support, please send it to Jojo. She really needs your support. It'd be great to have your feedback and your positive energy and your prayers during this time as we go through this battle for truth and love and honor and justice. It's tough for me, and I'm I've only I've been involved in some respects, but I haven't been active. I haven't, when I saw that letter, it just brought up anger. I was livid that they could lie so blatantly and get away with it. And unfortunately, they've picked on the wrong person, because I don't handle bullies very well, and I'm not going to have this lady be abused and taken advantage of. Unless I have something to say for it. At the end of the day, if nothing happens, fine. At least I'm going to say that I've tried. I've made everybody aware, and everybody can make their own decisions based on their own ethics. I certainly will not be supporting Medicine Festival in future. So anyway, God bless you. Let's hope after this we can restore the balance of peace and love and harmony on planet Earth. And if there's anybody going to Medicine Festival, and if you know anybody that is at Medicine Festival or wherever, please send them this video, send them the information, give them the option of making their own decision, so that everybody's aware of what is actually going on. So it's not this it's a bad analogy, it's a bad metaphor, but I'm going to say it. It's like a shit cake layered with with icing sugar. It's like this icing sugar layered shit cake. Okay, shit inside, icing on the top. It's all a front, it's all fake, and it's all got no ethics and no authenticity. I'm so sorry. This is, I don't want to do this either. I don't enjoy it. It's draining. I've got so many other things to deal with. I really shouldn't have to do this. But sometimes things need to be done. God bless you. Have a good day. Bye.